I have gotten a little bit too comfortable, and over the last couple months, I have noticed that I have been gaining a little bit of body fat, and my clothes are just not fitting as comfortably as they were, and my confidence is kind of starting to plummet. So, as a fitness coach, that's kind of hard to admit. So, I am going to be taking you guys through the journey, a step by step process of what I am doing to just get myself back on track because I have a couple of vacations coming up. Summertime is right around the corner. I don't want to feel insecure walking on a beach, being in my swimsuit. Like, that is not the vibe for me. So I'm going to take you guys through this journey of gaining my confidence back and leaning up again. If you're new here, hello, my name is Coach Taya. I have been an online fitness coach for the last 4 years. I have myself lost 30 pounds and I've kept it off for the last 5 years, besides the last couple months. I've also transformed over 300 women's lives by just helping them build healthy, sustainable lifestyles without crash dieting, without all the endless cardio, by doing it in a realistic and sustainable way so that they can actually enjoy the process and maintain the results long term. So it's my turn to tighten up, so follow along for this journey as I get myself back. I want to be fully transparent about the journey that I am on. I'm not crash dieting, I'm not cutting carbs, I'm not going to the extremes. Just because I have vacations coming up very soon, summer is right around the corner, doesn't mean that I'm just going to run my body into the ground, do things that I know are not healthy. I'm still going to do it in a healthy, sustainable way, in the exact way that I know works best for the long run. So the first thing that I am doing is just restarting tracking my macros, not setting any goals in the beginning, just coming in and tracking exactly what I'm eating throughout the day so that I can get a general idea of how many calories I am consuming in a day's period. I've been tracking for the last 3 days now, and I typically do this for a 7-day period at a time so that I can actually get an average over what I'm consuming. But for the last 3 days, I've been right around 24 to 2,500 calories, 150-ish grams of protein, like 220 on average carbs, and like 100 on average fats. And those macros aren't too bad. Actually, they could definitely be better, but not too bad. The biggest thing is I am wanting to start cleaning up my diet a little bit more because I have gotten a little bit lazy on eating more processed foods, packaged foods, quick and ready foods, more sugar, things like that, that are contributing to me not feeling my best, having a lot more inflammation, water retention, and also causing a huge energy leak as well. So that is the first thing I'm going to do, is just see where I'm at right now with all my macronutrients, all my micronutrients, just to get a picture of where I'm at, because this is going to help me decide what direction to go. Now, just from the data that I have over the last 3 days, now I'm not done tracking yet, but based on what I have so far, I am slightly overeating, which explains why I have been gaining a little bit of weight over the last couple months. So if that is continuously the case, once I get done tracking, I can go into a calorie deficit phase by just slowly bringing those calories down. So it'll actually work really, really well because I have been overeating. My metabolism is up there, it's running, it's functioning fine, and then I can go directly down into a cutting phase. I will do another video when that time comes so I can update you on the actual steps that I take, just where I start, where I'm going, and the direction for that, so that you guys can actually have more of like a step-by-step plan of all the data that I have. And the biggest reason why I'm doing this for myself, but I also do this for my clients when they first come into my program, is you can't change what you don't measure. If we don't have the data, it's a guessing game. So coming in, you have to track your macros in the very beginning to see where you're at. The second thing that I'm doing is getting back into a structured training program. So for the past few months, I would say since I got back from Bali, which was in November, so for the past 3 months, I've just been going in, I've just been really focused on growing my glutes. So just been doing some more like lower body glute exercises, working on bringing my lower body down a little bit, because when I left for Bali, I was a little bit top heavy. And I wanted to lose a little bit of muscle in my upper body because I didn't want to be like all big and muscular anymore, trying to be a little bit more feminine and not just like baby Hulk over here. So I was just kind of going in and not really having much structure, just really with the flow of things. But I know that in order to actually build muscle, build my physique back up, and cut down on body fat, having a structured plan is going to be key for that. So I am going to create my own workout program, just get that started back up to focus primarily on the goals that I have and just to keep me in structure, hold me accountable, make it easy for me to go into the gym, do what I need to do, and get back out and go on about my day. So before, when I was a big old gym rat, I was going like 5 days per week, doing two upper body days and 3 lower body days. Now I'm just going to be doing 4 because that's what works best with my schedule and just the other goals that I have with personal and business as well. So I'm going to be doing 2 lower body and 2 upper body days. The third thing that I'm going to be focusing on is increasing my NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. When I'm telling you, I have gotten just too complacent and a little bit too comfortable, just not holding myself accountable to like going on the walks, pulling out my walking pad, like actually making sure I'm moving. I haven't worn my watch since I got back from Bali either, and I actually don't plan on wearing that. Just because I find myself getting really distracted by the notifications and just a little bit too hard on myself for like the step goal. And then it's just like, I'll look at it and see that I'm low and just not hold myself accountable. So I'm not even going to rely on that. What I'm going to do is make sure that I'm doing at least 1 session on my walking pad per day. That's a 45-minute session. I can do it while I'm working, and that's easily 4,500 steps right there. I also take my dog out 3 times per day as well. And I'm going to make one of those a long walk around the loop in the quarry that we have out here. That's going to be another at least 3,000-4,000 steps right there. And then anything else in between is going to help me get to 8,000 to 10,000 steps. So I'm not going to be tracking it, but I'm going to be very intentional and hold myself accountable to just getting up. Because when you're sedentary, this is one of the most underrated things. Just walking and getting steps in can help you so much with fat loss. So just holding myself accountable to making sure I'm getting up. I'm going to use my timer. I have a 60-minute timer. So I'm going to put that while I'm working. So I make sure I'm taking a break and just up and walking around every hour on the hour, just so that I can hold myself accountable to actually moving more throughout the day. That also is going to help with my metabolism as well. Just making sure, it's not slowing down too much, because when you sit for a really long period of time, it kind of like preserves the energy, right? So I'm going to make sure that I'm just consistently up and moving around throughout the day too, while still staying focused on the work that I have to do as well. So because I'm throwing myself back into the swing of things, back into a structured plan, I don't want to overwhelm myself. So those are the things that I'm going to focus on right now. I will be documenting my progress every step of the way. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can follow along. If you have any questions along this process, like how I'm coming up with this, what I'm doing, if you need help on your personal journey, please feel free to comment below and I will be sure to answer all of your questions that you have. So that is all for the first update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see you on the next video.